approach storytelling? Someone's like huge, long history or story, how do you get it down to this one medium that you can share?
I can start with that. I think finding your own personal entry point and allowing it to be about you, right? Because in being specific, a lot of times you end up finding universal connections, where people can relate to those things. The more specific that you get about what it is that attracts you to that subject, you will find that other people can also see themselves in your story. So I think that for me, when I look at Phyllis Wheatley, I look for the things that I relate to, and then other people can relate to those things as well.
I call up my mom, I'm like, do you hate this? She says yes, and that's exactly right. I think for me, growing up the way I did, I grew up in India in a certain class, and I grew up teaching a lot of kids who did not have any access to, proper education, housing, whatever. So I want them to read my stories more than anything. I feel like the best way to gauge how to do that is talking to kids and being like, what do you like? What do you like? And they will distill information so quickly for you. They'll be like, I don't really care about that stuff, but that interests me. And then I go back, I look at how can I enrich it? How can I add some more nuance to it? How can I add more layers and put in some subliminal messaging, not the sinister kind, but the one
Sinister.
some it's actually a lot of sinister. But I think that's how I do it. I mostly talk to young folk and kids and be like, oh, what do you like? And then I try to just make it a little broader so that more people can enjoy it.
I guess for me, storytelling, visual storytelling is really important, being able to see people. And so I feel like my drawings and illustrations that don't have words I feel like are narrative. And in terms of the writing for comics, it's been interesting. I kind of think about my life and then take the silliest parts of it and put that together, and that becomes a lens through which to look at something. My first comic was about dating guys during college, and what I learned about gender from that very interesting and ill-conceived experience. Met some great people. We had a lot in common. And when I started writing my comics, I didn't realize how funny my life actually was. And so just kind of looking back on things, or looking at things I encounter every day, and I just can't seem to take myself seriously at all. And so that's really become the basis, even for comics that I write that are about not me. I use my own weird kind of lens on what makes this ridiculous, and then try to move forward from that.
I think one of the greatest approaches for myself is trying to write for my younger self what I would like to have seen as a kid. And then also what I don't see. Like there's a huge gap, I feel like, for especially brown or black women, and especially in these dystopian spaces or horror spaces. I really love group dynamics where you survive a world event or climactic zombie invasion, and I never see myself represented, or just a multitude or a variety of different people, like fat people, people in a wheelchair, blind people, deaf people. And so I want to write those people because I never see them. You mean to tell me there's no fat women surviving the zombie apocalypse? Like, come on. So I'm going to write for myself first, and then what I want to see. There's got to be one person in a wheelchair that's badass. That's fucking living through, that's living through some type of tragedy or that's a vampire or, you know what I mean? So that's really what it's about, is representing people that I don't normally see. I mean, I'm really tired of the trope of black people dying first in horror, so let's change that narrative.
Yeah, it kind of leads me to the next question about how